Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're so glad that you're with us tonight to celebrate Shabbat. We're so pleased that you're joining us from wherever you are. If you have not yet had a chance to say hello and drop a note in the chat online, I want to invite you to do that, to say hello, introduce yourself, wish a Shabbat Shalom, and let us know where you're joining us from tonight.
We call this Shabbat, Shabbat Shirah, the Shabbat of Song, because we have arrived at that spot in the Torah, Parashat Bishalach, where the Israelites have escaped slavery in Egypt and arrive on the other side of the Red Sea, where they sing Shirat Hayam, the song of the sea. You may not realize, but you are already very familiar with this song. It is our Micha Mocha, who is like you, that we sing every time we are together. We will see these words in our Torah scroll a little later and hear the beautiful trope, the unique melody that goes along with them. Tonight, we learn about our leader, Miriam, who led the Israelites with music, inspiration, and hope towards freedom. And tonight, we sing special music to celebrate a most special and sacred Shabbat.
The Shabbat is special for another reason as well, because this weekend, Faye Harrington becomes bat mitzvah. So it is a pleasure and a delight to invite Faye up to the bima along with her parents, Zach and Kimberly, who will get us started this evening with a reading and the blessing over the Shabbat candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. We invite you now to return to your seats as we wish you Mazel Tov. We welcome Shabbat with these words, Lecha Dodi, welcoming Shabbat like a bride. Lecha Dodi, Bikat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Mekabela. Lecha Dodi, Bikat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Mekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'diborecha, Ishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'nitila. Lecha Dodi, Bikat Kala, Penei Shabbat, Mekabela. rise and face the entrance of whatever room we are in this evening as we welcome in the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret balav, gam besimcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei ha'segula. Boi chala, you can turn back around. Lecha dodi, mikat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela. Lecha dodi, mikat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela.
You may be seated. As you've already heard, tonight is Shabbat Shirah, a special time in our year's calendar, so tonight's service will be a little different. Tonight we'll be exploring scenes from our people's past through story and song, which will be shared in several different moments woven into the arc of tonight's service. In particular, we'll be spending some time following the path of one of our biblical heroes, Miriam HaNeviah, Miriam the prophet, sister of Moses and leader of the people Israel. Tonight, we will walk alongside her and imagine what it might have been like during those dramatic and miraculous years of our people's history. Let us begin.
Things in Egypt have been hard lately, even harder than usual for Hebrew families like ours. The Pharaoh's new laws are making things really dangerous and really scary. Most of all, I'm worried about what might happen to my baby brother Moses. I want to help keep him safe, so I came up with an idea. I'm going to take my little brother down to the river and hide him in the reeds. I've always loved the water. It's the one place where I feel truly safe. Hopefully, whoever finds Moses will take care of him and keep him safe too. It will be so hard to leave him there, but I will say a prayer that God will protect him in a shelter of peace.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, B'hamidenu shomreinu, Lechaim, Lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, B'hamidenu shomreinu, Lechaim, Lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'takanenu b'yetza tova milfanecha, v'hoshienu leman shemecha. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu lishalom, Hamidenu shomreinu, Lechaim, Lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha,
With that prayer for safety and shelter still reverberating around us, we continue now with the call to worship. We rise for Baruch Hu. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch Ata Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness.
I would never have believed that this day would come. At last we've escaped from Egypt. We're free. We can't celebrate yet, though. Pharaoh's troops are still after us. The babies are crying and the donkeys are groaning, and we're trying to move as fast as we can. And even though we had to leave behind everything we've ever known, I still have faith that we'll be okay, that God will protect us. That's why we made sure to bring our musical instruments when we left, because sometime soon we will sing songs of victory and freedom. I can smell the water of the Red Sea in front of us. I have always felt safe near the water. I can't explain it, but I have a feeling that our freedom lies through this water. With God's help, we will make it through. Who is like you, O God?
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tilot hosef eleh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot hosef eleh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot hosef eleh. And the river is wide, and the river is deep, and the river is standing between you and me, and freedom, but we shall overcome one day. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot hosef eleh. And the river is fear, and the river is hate, and the river is standing between us and the gates of freedom, but we shall overcome one day. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot hosef eleh. And the river divides, and the river forgives, and the river's a wall, and the river's a bridge to freedom, but we shall overcome one day. With a tambourine and a mighty hand, across the sea and the desert sand, let the children sing for Miriam next year in the promised land. Next year in the promised land. Next year in the promised land. Next year in Jerusalem. In a freedom, but we shall overcome one freedom.
From that song of prayer sung in ancient days to today's song sung by a brand new brave woman leader of her people, we continue now with the prayers of the Amidah, and it is my pleasure to invite Faye back up to the bima to take her place as a leader of this congregation and of her people as we make our way to the prayers of the Amidah. If you're following along in a prayer book, we're beginning these prayers on page 46, and I'll invite you to rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Ashtei Avot V'Imaot, Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Otzer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Megan Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'Chayei Hakol, Atah Rav Le'Oshia, Meshiv Harua Umarid Hagashem, Mechakel Haim Behesed, Mechayei Hakol Berahamim Ravim, Somech Noflim Verofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Hafar, Mihamocha Bagurot, Umido Melach,
Melech maybe?
Umechayei, Umatzmiat Yeshua, V'ne'aman atah lecha hayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol.
Atah kadosh.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, v'kedoshim b'chol yom, v'yechaleluhu hasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh, Baruch atah.
And thank you. Oh, beautiful leading. And now you can return to your seat with your family.
As Faye rejoins her family, you may take your seats. In our prayer books now on page 57, you are with us in our prayer, our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai she'otcha levadcha b'yira na'avod. We'll continue now on page 60 with our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. take a moment now for silent prayer.
We've been walking in this desert for such a long time. It's been years now, and everyone's beginning to wonder if we'll ever reach the promised land. My brother is a great leader, but the people are growing restless and impatient. The air around us feels dry and tense. I'm not well either. I fell sick some time ago, and to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to recover. We're so far away from the water and from the comforts we've relied upon in the past. I know Moses is worried about me. He hasn't said much. He's never been a man of many words. But when he saw me in pain, he said a prayer for healing. It was a prayer I had never heard before. It was a very simple one, just a few words, but I know it came from his heart.
Tonight, we pray for healing for Marcia Block, Bradley Borden, Nora Brown, Shirley Burkham, Melba Berman, Sammy Cherry, Miles Cohn, Shepard Harris, Jerry Hooks, Richard Jackson, Sam Jacobson, Sarah James, Dawn Joachim, Mindy Kronman, Lawrence Levy, Barbara Naples, Bree Pugh, Gail Rockoff, Edward Simmons, Melinda Scholar, Robert Braitman Smith, Mervat Tadros, Mike Thomas, Marcia Tushida, Roger Williams, David Ben-Rut, Gelka Nachama bat Liba Chaya, Meira Shifra bat Shmuel Vitzvia, Talia Leah bat Bracha Shena, Beruven HaKohen, and all those who are suffering with physical illness, emotional distress and pain, and those battling COVID-19. I want to take a moment on this Shabbat Shirah, the Sabbath of Song, to say a word of acknowledgement and thanks to the musicians who have put the Shirah in this Shabbat. We want to thank Philip Hall on piano, Aaron Wright on the bass, and Ilya Janos on percussion. We also want to say a word of acknowledgement to Lauren Ziff and Julia Ziff, who beautifully and powerfully portrayed Miriam in our videos this evening. Thanks to the both of you for helping bring this evening to life. As a reminder, our traditional Saturday chapel service will begin tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. on the Proler Chapel streaming and Facebook streaming. For those of you who will be joining us for Faye's Bat Mitzvah at 10:30, you'll want to click over to the Barish Sanctuary streaming window on our website. Next Saturday, February 6th at 7 is our February installment of Havdalah for All with Cantor Simmons and Barbara Loser. This event will be on Zoom, and we'll ask that you register in advance so that we know you'll be joining us. I want to also invite you to join us for our showcase of the short documentary film Ever Open, which was created for our congregation's 75th anniversary. The screening will be on Sunday, February 7th at 7. The broadcast will be followed by a talk back with our congregant Stephen Fenberg, who is the director of the documentary film. You can register for that as well on our website. A reminder, that is the Ever Open film, the 7th at 7. We look forward to seeing you there. We'll continue now with the words of Aleinu. I'll invite you to rise as the ark is opened.
It's up to us to call ourselves to task, to sing what's good and true, to bring about redemption. It's what we were free to do. For what's the point of being here if we're not moved to change our ways? Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. We are carrying the stories of the ones who came before, but stories will be told of us when we are here no more. We commit ourselves to action. It brings meaning to our days. Aleinu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. to us to live the words we speak for the benefit of all. It's up to us to bow down deeply. There's a broken world to raise. Alenu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise. Alenu l'shabeach. It's time to live our praise.
Like her brothers, Moses and Aaron, Miriam died in the wilderness and never got to see the promised land. She was buried in the desert, far from the bodies of water that brought her strength and comfort during her lifetime. But after they laid her to rest, the Israelites discovered that Miriam had left them a remarkable gift, one that would remain with them long after she was gone. Throughout the rest of their travels, whenever their water supplies were running low, a well of water would miraculously appear in their desert encampments. Wherever they wandered, they never again went thirsty. And each time they drank from those miraculous wells, they remembered Miriam the prophet, whose presence never departed from them. Her legacy and her memory lived on. It would be a source of sustenance and refreshment for her people wherever they went. Some of us can imagine what that might have felt like. Some of us have had the same kinds of experiences with the people that we've loved and lost. Memory does a sort of miraculous, magical work. The names and the faces, the guidance and the legacy of those we have loved, they stay with us to bring years of comfort and renewal, even when they themselves are gone. It feels very much like a miracle, like a well of cool water in the desert. Their love and their memory are continually refilled, and they accompany us everywhere we go. Their memories will always be a blessing.
Water to water, Father to Son, Mother to daughter, rivers will run, sisters and brothers, see the reflection. Water to water, pain my beginnings, peace be my end. Blessings of heart, blessings of bone, mother to son, father to daughter, water to water. Blessings of light, blessings of love, weeping these tears, drops in the fountain, finding my courage, climbing this mountain.
And so now, friends, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We take just a moment now to do the work of memory. At this time, we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. On this Shabbat, we recall the artsites of Ben Altman, Frank Bearden, Esther Behar, Toby Berman, Sam Bernhardt, Esther Friedman Blonstein, Joe Brecker, Dr. Marvin Brooke, Nathan Brown, Pauline Beyer, Rosalind Canfield, Ruth Kaplan, Jeanette Cohen, Morris Cohen, Helen Datz, Jay Davis, Lillian Davis, Jerry Debner, David Driesen, Jess B. Duvall, Harold E. Eisen, Winnie Eisenberg, Mitchell Fastow, Lala Feigelson, Sidney S. Frank, Samuel Friedlander, Albert Friedman, Paul M. Frucht, Linda P. Gabriel, Ima Joy Gandler, I. H. Gardner, Howard David Ginsberg, Miriam Glicken, Louis Goldberg, Morris Goldman, Sadie Goldstein, Joan Goldwaits, Rachel Henrietta Groner, Ronald B. Harwood, Julia Hayes, Hortense Kamen, Ruth Kamens, Irvin D. Kaplan, Conrad Connie Kaplan, Milton Kardish, Sarah Cole, Joseph Kramer, Isidore Morris Landau, James Watley Langham Sr., Martin Lessner, Esther Gelfond Levine, Jacob Loeb, Charlotte Alter Lobel, Shirley Loser, Ilse Lowenstein, Alan Gerald Aubie Lusky, Lillian Margulies, Len Stewart Mendelovitz, Sheila Newar, Al Ordonez, Salome Orozco, Esther Balfour Oshman, Dora Paykoff, Evelyn Bernhardt Perlmutter, Esther Pianin, William Travis Plumley, Hilda Pohl, Milton Samuel Popkin, James Puffer, Lily Perov, Ida Robinowitz, Pauline Rosenau, Ivan A. Rosenbaum, Dorothy Rosenthal, Nathan Rosenthal, Jack J. Rush, Melvin Lawrence Samuels, Ethel Barrett Shine, Boris Schnoll, Ida Rose Shapiro, Michael Spillane, Burton Supran, Samuel Tabaco, Abraham Isaac Tepper, Lori B. Vedlitz, Judith Wagner, Davida Weber, Fanny Weil, Dorothy R. Weingarten, Lillian Weiss, Helen Melser Wiesenthal Levy, Simeon Winfield, Sidney Wingrad, Melvin Winslow, Lottie Wolf, Frida Wolochin, Jesse Wolf, Bobby Yaffe, and Mildred Zlotnick. The memories of all of them are with us as we rise together for the recitation of Kaddish, which can be found on page 294 in our books, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ul'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudsha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. We now invite Faye and her parents, Kimberly and Zach, to the bima to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi. If you want to hold your Kiddush cup while you lead us, Faye. Ready? Page 9.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu bo mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kosho be'ahava u'ratzon hilanu. Zikaron l'ma'aseh bereshit bihu yom tehila ki mikra kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki vanu baharta ve'otanu kidashta mihohamim Shabbat kodecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
L'chaim.
Amen. L'chaim.
And now uncover your challah so we can get ready for Motzi. Ready? Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. B'tevah.
And if you want to bring that challah to share with your family, we close now with Miriam's song. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every strand and every thread she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances toward the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. When Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance tonight. Let me see you dancing. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance the whole night long. Let's do that one more time. And
On this Shabbat Shirah, this Sabbath of Song, as we walked the steps our ancestor Miriam led us through years and years ago, her song has become our song, and her prayer our prayer. Ozi v'zimratia vayhi li lishua. O God, you are my strength and my song. O God, you will be my salvation. As we cross the seas ahead of us, making our way through darkness and uncertainty to the promised land that lies just beyond them. O God, be with us this day and as we make our way forward. Amen. Shabbat
Amen.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.